24-hour binger Helen Simpkin and teaholic Elaine Chapman are settling down for dinner in the feeding clinic. And for Helen, it can't come soon enough.
I'm starving, love. Yeah.
Bless you. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling really, really shaky and not too good.
Nothing to chew on yet, Helen. It's a bowl of vegetable soup and 2 cups of tea versus a 14-inch pizza and more fizzy caffeine.
That ain't big, is it? I'm starving. Do you want to eat this or can I chuck it at you? I'm laughing, but I'm cross.
And Elaine's experiencing something new.
I actually feel hungry, believe it or not.
Do you?
Because I've not had any tea today, I think. That's what it is.
I can't eat this. This is just like...
Well, it's just soup, babe.
It's just like dirty dishwater. It's nothing. It's flavorless and... Can't eat it. It's horrid. And I ate it. Give me something to eat now.
Helen's being pushed to her limits, but seeing what Elaine was faced with is having the right effect.
It's made me realise that my portions are way too big.
If I bought that pizza, I would have bought it for 3 of us. But there's no way in the world I could have ate the whole thing. No, it's enough for me today.
Sorry, Elaine, not quite done yet. 3 hours after dinner, Helen appears with supper, kebab, chips and onion rings.
Supper. Just try a little bit. Is it that bad?
Yeah, it's horrible. Babe, this is so unhealthy.
Yeah, it's actually making me feel quite bad.
I really don't think I can eat this, Helen.
It's the end of day 1 in the feeding clinic. Or is it? Elaine's been tucked up in bed for 2 hours, but she's about to be rudely interrupted with a late-night chicken slice and a packet of custard creams. Wakey, wakey.
Elaine?
Oh, God, what's the time?
About 2 o'clock.
You don't.
That's what I'd normally have to eat. And a couple of more energy drinks. Happy eating.
No. I can't believe that she would have a pizza and then the kebab, chips, onion ring, and then this in the middle of the night. Well, I'm really shocked, but sad for her. This is it till the morning, isn't it?
It's day 2 of the diet swap, which Dr. Christian hopes will force Helen and Elaine to get to grips with their terrible diets. It's lunchtime, and Helen's first solid food since entering the clinic. A ham sandwich and a packet of plain crisps versus a box of chocolates.
Wow, well, at least this is something.
I think mine's better than yours today. Look at that.
It's not too bad.
Helen's not convinced Elaine's trying hard enough.
I've nearly finished mine, and you've had 3.
Yeah.
You need to eat at least half of those, Elaine.
Well, there's about 20 left.
Yeah, we'll just eat 10 then, 10 more.
Just.
Yeah.
That's a big ask, hun.
After having them chocolates, I feel quite sick and I've got no energy at all, just feel lethargic.
This diet of yours is starting to make me feel really ill.
Elaine forces down just 5 chocolates and is clearly struggling with Helen's diet. She's also having to confront her own unhealthy relationship with food for the first time. But for the 1.6 million people in the UK suffering with an eating disorder, it's a daily battle. Over the coming weeks, we'll be revealing the shocking reality of life with an eating disorder through the experiences of 6 very different people who hope that by sharing their own personal stories, they will inspire others to seek help. Tonight, we're meeting 18-year-old Ellie.
The main cause of my dramatic weight loss was the operation that I had. I had to have my jaws broken and reset because they were out of alignment. I couldn't eat for a period of about 2 months and I was on a liquid diet, and gradually I started losing weight. When I suddenly realised that actually I can be thinner, I can lose some weight. It motivated me to continue on with the weight loss. Before the operation, I weighed 8.5 to 9 stone, so I was by no means overweight. And then when I started losing weight, I went down to about 5.5 stone, I think. Currently I'm about 5 stone 10, and I'm in the process of trying to regain my weight.
Dr. Helena Fox is a consultant psychiatrist who specialises in eating disorders.
Eating disorders are often triggered by a specific event or trauma, and not eating can be seen as a coping mechanism. The problem is that as weight loss increases, the illness can snowball and take over.
And for Ellie, the change was rapid and dramatic.
It's a very emotional situation because you see your daughter wasting away, and you are powerless to do anything about it.
Before my eating disorder, I was doing a lot of sport. I had quite a muscular physique, and I think this contributed to my eating disorder because I felt very self-conscious about my build.
Once Miss Sporty, now Ellie doesn't have the energy to do anything.
Sport means everything to me, and I really miss it. And without it, I feel lost.
For Ellie to get back to doing what she loves, she made the brave decision to leave her sports science course at university and focus on her recovery. She's currently facing the daily battle of sustaining a weight gain diet of 2,500 calories a day.
I find it very traumatic. I mean, I feel guilty just for having a cup of tea, and I have the torture going around in my head and the anorexic thoughts just shouting at me, screaming at me all the time.
Ellie may be finding it tough, but regular meetings with her doctor at the Eating Disorders Support Clinic is helping.
She's able to recognise what she needs to do is to challenge the intense fear and feelings of guilt about eating, and I think this is exactly what she's doing.
But Ellie couldn't do it alone.
Thank you. I think it is very important that people's families do confront the issue and help them to try and accept that they have a problem, because it's one of the hardest things to do on your own.
If you're worried about a loved one, then keep an eye on them.
When it comes to spotting an eating disorder, there are many signs to look out for. For example, loss of weight, developing brittle hair, hairy cheeks or back. These are all visible signs of the illness. Avoiding eating with others and making excuses for not eating, over-exercising and leaving the table soon after eating to go to the bathroom should all serve as warning signs too.
I know that inside everyone with an eating disorder, there's a person crying out for help who just wants some support and wants the pressure taken off them and someone to help them to eat. I just hope that by this time next year I can be at university, living life to the full. I want to be able to go out for a meal with my friends and feel good about myself and just be happy, really.
To find out more about eating disorders and where to go for help, log on to channel4.com/supersize. It's the last supper in the feeding clinic before Dr. Christian hands over the healthy eating plans. And it's a Supersize versus Superskinny Chinese.
What is it?
Wing.
A wing? I wouldn't eat that.
Helen's diet seems to have already started, and there's no stopping Elaine.
You're doing well. You look hungry.
I'm a bit hungry now.
So you're going to finish it all off today then?
I'm going to try my bestest. So all you've had today is a ham sandwich and a bag of crisps.
Yeah.
You're not hungry?
I'm not actually, no, I'm fine.
Do you fancy one of these? No.
Nope. I think it's just clicked how much I want to change.
And if we carry on as we are, we probably wouldn't be here, either of us, in the next 10 years, probably.
No, definitely not.
Right, babe.
Yeah, babe.
I can't eat any more, but don't you think I've done well?
I do, me ducky. I think you've done awesome.
Thank you.
It's time for our duo to check out of the feeding clinic.
So I have here your diet plans for the next few months. Helen, that one's for you. Elaine, that's for you.
Helen's diet plan will see her eating 2,000 calories a day, made up of fibre-rich foods, which contain complex carbohydrates, such as wholemeal bread, whole-grain breakfast cereal, fruits and vegetables. And Elaine will be on 2,300 calories a day. As well as cutting down on tea, she needs to include more unprocessed red meat in her diet to improve her iron intake.
I'm confident I can do this, and I'm going to go home and change my life.
I've already texted the daughter to say make sure there's milk indoors because I've got to have a cup of tea when I get in, definitely. But I'm not going to drink it like I used to, and I'm going to eat more instead. Give us a cuddle. Next time I see you, babe, I want to see you a couple of stone lighter.
I will be, and you a couple of stone heavier.
OK, darling, you got a deal.
See ya.
We'll be catching up with them later. This series, Dr. Christian's on a mission to target the obesity crisis hitting Britain, and he's looking to the land of plenty for answers.
I'm in the epicenter of the US obesity crisis, Evansville, Indiana, officially America's fattest city, to investigate why Americans are getting bigger and bigger and to find out what we in the UK can learn from where America has gone so very wrong.
The Deaconess Hospital is at the forefront of the fight against fat in Evansville. This state-of-the-art facility houses its very own weight loss surgery centre and a bustling diabetes unit. And with over a third of patients overweight or obese, they've got their work cut out. Obesity-related heart problems are all too common, and today Carmelo Ramos, who weighs 28.5 stone, has been rushed in.
Mr. Ramos came in with some chest pain, so they want to do a screening for any significant blockages in the heart arteries.
To find out how well Carmelo's heart is functioning, he needs to have a cardiac stress test. Usually this would be done using a treadmill, but due to Carmelo's size, the doctors have to do an alternative procedure.
Dr. Moore's come in to administer the drug that's going to speed up our patient's heart. This will stimulate the effects of exercise so he can assess how the heart is functioning when it's working hard.
Now, this may make your heart speed up even more, okay? Don't be alarmed.
Mr. Ramos's heart is now beating at the rate it would be if he were running.
His blood pressure is 235/117. I just went to 40 mics of W-mean.
Blood pressure of 235/117 is getting on for fairly high. So you can see now on the screen his heart is really banging away. Patient's not very comfortable because it's quite an anxious feeling, this.
Can you rate your pain for me right now, 0 to 10?
Oh, God, it's a 9.
Despite the chest pains, Carmelo's heart is functioning normally. But it's a tragedy that he has to be given drugs to increase his heart rate rather than just getting on a treadmill. However, for some, obesity has more permanent consequences.
Nancy has a diabetic ulcer, and she developed an infection in that ulcer, and now it has spread to another part of her foot as well.
But there's a bit of a mass down there.
Yeah, it has been.
And you've got a toe missing.
Yep, one toe missing.
And your whole ankle is very deformed as well. It's sort of all gone over to one side. And this is, I presume, what we call a Charcot joint.
Yes, she's had some structural changes in her foot from damage to the nerves from diabetes.
And how old are you?
55.
Do you feel young to be getting this?
Oh, yeah.
Do you think there's something you could have done to stop it?
I don't know. I think I might could have stopped it.
Has diabetes problems, obesity problems got more common since you've been here?
Big majority of the patients that I see are
So you're
obese.
getting busier?
Yes, definitely. Sometimes it feels like a losing battle. It can be frustrating to deal with patients that don't seem to be helping themselves as I'm trying to help them.
85% of Americans who have type 2 diabetes are overweight or obese. And in the UK, it's a growing cause for concern. The number of cases have doubled over the last 15 years, and it's estimated that by 2025, 1 in 15 of us will have type 2 diabetes.
Nancy's predicament should be a cautionary tale for all of us. Coming up, will Helen and Elaine have stuck to Dr. Christian's healthy eating plan?
Hello,
so gorgeous.